Devon's Table. I'm Devon O'Day.
I'm Sylvia Gagnier.
And we have got a table filled with color today. And we're gonna, there's a vegetable that, I think it's a vegetable. I get confused. Fruits and vegetables. I get confused. But I think it's a vegetable. But it's the lowly eggplant. It's that thing that looks so pretty and you buy it and you go, now what do I do with it?
Well, Devon, I'm going to break your heart because it's technically a fruit that is used as a vegetable, just like the tomato.
See, that's what I'm saying. A fruit. But let's talk about the different kinds of eggplants, can we?
Absolutely. So you basically have the Asian varieties, which are the more elongated. Then you have...
This is the kind I'm used to seeing.
That's the Italian variety. And then you also have some Indian varieties that are the little small, more round
Isn't that cute?
Isn't it fun? So
Yes.
it's like first cousin to the big guy over there. Now Nancy's going to have to make you eggplant earrings, not just chicken aprons.
Hennessy made our apron, so thank you, Nancy Hennessy. But look at these.
You'd look cute in that. I like it.
The next time you see me, I'll be wearing eggplant earrings. What about these white ones?
Well, it's really cool because some of the original eggplant were actually white. And people think this is a newer variety, but it actually is one of the older ones. And if you kind of hold it up like this, it looks like an eggplant.
Who knew? I always wondered where that came from.
Yes. And most of the eggplants have real fun names that are all fairy tale characters. So this is Gretel, and the long, dark colored one there is Hansel.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yes. And the larger variety over there with the stripes is simply called Fairy Tale.
This one?
So that's called Fairy Tale. So they all have fairy tale type names to them. Isn't that fun?
I love that. I love that.
So if you have a favorite fairy tale, maybe that's the kind of eggplant that you want to seek out and find to eat.
I just like how there's always someone in the interior design community that they love to bring, they say, aubergine.
Aubergine is correct.
Aubergine is the color purple. It's purple. Y'all, it's purple. It's like an eggplant. That's what eggplant is in French, right? Aubergine.
Yes. And you probably heard that in Louisiana a few times, because I think they're called aubergine down there.
They are.
Not eggplant.
That's right.
Yeah, see, not just French, but South France. Aubergine.
Aubergine.
There you go. All right, so when you're looking for eggplant, you want them to be, if they're an elongated variety, you want to get them small. That keeps the seeds small and they're a creamier texture. I love the white ones. I think they're by far a superior flavor to me, so I go for the white ones. I had the opportunity to take a cooking class, a cooking school in Greece a long time ago.
Nice.
Back before the war. Of farming. And so what they would do is that they would take this eggplant, they would put it on an open flame. They would do it in the house or they would do it outside on the grill, whichever one you have handy, and just kind of blister the outside of it a little bit, take it off, let it sit for a minute, cut the end off, take an apple core and core out the middle of this thing, and then stuff it back with something else. Put it back on the grill for a few minutes, and it was so delicious. So these can be really good little long conduits, vehicles to put other things that are stuffed in there as well.
Stuffed eggplant. Didn't even think about that.
If you're doing these guys, these are the traditional eggplant parmesan, these wonderful things like this. But as they get bigger, the seeds are going to get bigger, and the plant will get a little more bitter. So how do you take the bitter out?
I soak in lemon, but that's
you can soak it in lemon, but that's going to start cooking it. Lemon, citrus cooks things. The other way you can do it without cooking it to start with is just simply put a little bit of salt, lay it out on a sheet pan with some paper towels. You'll come back, the paper towels will be soaked. It will have pulled all that moisture and bitterness out. Then they're ready to fry, and it will help you keep a better texture to the eggplant so it doesn't get flabby.
Okay.
So that's the trick for using it for eggplant.
Well, if I sit in salt, will it make that work for me? I'm not sorry. Anyway.
That's another episode, Devon. Okay.
I know. She said keep you less flabby, and that's what I went to. I mean, that's where I went.
All right, so that's our story of eggplant.
I love it. Eggplant is one of those things that they look so pretty, and sometimes you don't want to cook them because they're so difficult. We used to just cut them and put them in a batter and fry them.
That sounds delicious too.
It was so good during this time of year. Oh my goodness. So, so, so good.
These don't like to get super cold in your refrigerator. They're kind of like tomato nightshade. You know, we talked about that, not getting them too cold, but not letting them get too hot. So they love that 55 to 68 degree temperature. So if you keep your house cool, I wouldn't put these in the refrigerator. I would just get what I'm going to use in the next day or two, leave them sitting out looking beautiful, decorative on the counter, and rock and roll with your eggplant parmesan.
And it's this time of year, so use it or lose it, because they're not going to last forever. And when do you know that they're bad?
Well, they'll start to develop some issues, just like us. We sometimes neglect ourselves, and we start to get a little soft spot here or there. So when you start seeing this, this is ready to use. It's not over the hill yet, it's ready to use. This will start to get a little bit less green and a little bit more army green, if you will, a little more jade color. And you're gonna make sure that you don't see any issues anywhere else on it. But this is fine for another day, maybe two, but I'm gonna use him before I use this one. See how much more green that top is? You see the flesh, it has no little wrinkles. We're getting old, we get wrinkles. Okay, so you don't want any wrinkles in it. So this one's gonna last a little bit longer than this guy would.
Honey, you might need some Botox. You just might.
Or at least to be cooked right away.
Absolutely.
You guys, hang on till the end of this show, because we've got so much planned for you, and there's so many good things going on in Nashville. This is the show to find out. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. At Mid-South Exteriors, our custom sunrooms bring the sunshine in without all the heat and the bugs. And they keep you warm all winter while you enjoy the outdoors all year round. They add real value because we build them like your house to match your house. Or let us save you energy by replacing your windows and old siding. And because we have no retail overhead, we come to you and sell direct to you for less. Call us at 833-8003 or visit us at MidSouthExteriors.com.
The Nashville Farmers Market is listed by the Farmers Market Coalition as one of the top 30 in the United States. I'm here at the smaller farmers market called 12th South, just a few miles from downtown. These smaller neighborhood markets are an integral part of the 8,600 sprinkled across the United States. And then there are farmers markets that are similar to what used to be roadside stands, where local farmers set up shop near their operation and sold their veggies and fruits practically straight from the field.
We're just looking for inspiration.
And you can find kitchen inspiration here at Hancock Family Farms on their on-site market. Jody and Matthew farm here in Springfield, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. So a lot of what they offer comes from their own fields.
Peaches and cream corn, and we sell snow white corn, and that's both of our sweet corn. We sell it from around June, late July, to about our first frost, which will be in October.
But the market is also a great place to get some value-added products. Lots of the canned items come from an Amish community just over the border in Kentucky. And the Cross Plains, Tennessee fire chief comes here for a whole other reason.
What's the big draw here?
The ice cream.
Why is that? What's so good about the ice cream?
It's just good.
From tiny ones like this one in Gallatin, Tennessee, to neighborhood markets that provide fresh food for those who live in what's described as food deserts, these little pieces of Americana offer nutrient-dense food as well as a place to get to know your neighbor and your farmer.
We're bringing produce to a market of not just customers but also our neighbors is really important, and helping to feed the community. We have a mentor that calls it creating culture through agriculture, so I've sort of stolen that from him and think about that often when we are able to kind of connect with people, and then they share their recipes with us, we share recipes with them, and it gets to be a bonding experience, so they're more than just customers.
I'm not going to promise you that organic produce is the prettiest,
May not look perfect, but boy, do these heirloom tomatoes taste yummy. Some bread with some good mayo, and look at the wonderful brands of the dried beans. Tons of wonderful cocktails that you can make from crafted cocktail mixers that are organic and also made local and close to home. And the artisans in Tennessee all have a home at Green Door Gourmet. You can always find the perfect gift. This is just a few of the things that I saw on my trip through this week. Do you just look at the spine when someone comes in?
No, not at all. So I know, for example, if someone has back pain and sciatic pain, or even just back pain alone, those nerves that come from the back, they will go all the way to the feet. So we don't just look at the person's back. We're going to look at that entire kinetic chain. We're going to look at their feet. We're going to look at the blood flow to their feet. We're going to look at what's happening with the nerves in their feet. Because if back pain and pressure on those nerves happens long enough, it can create weakness in the leg that can become permanent. It can create neuropathies in the feet. And so we want to start handling these things ahead of time before that becomes a problem for someone. Because especially things like neuropathy can really rob a person of their independence. It can be hard for them to feel the gas pedal, so they don't want to drive, or they might not have terrific balance. They might notice that they're losing some balance over time. So these are all things that if you look at and find these things ahead of time, you can handle. Often if someone comes in and they say, I hurt here, if the doctor's only looking here, they could be missing a whole lot of other things that are being affected by the fact that this person's hurt here for the last 5 years. So what else is being affected?
It's time for the annual Taste of Donaldson Hermitage, brought to you by the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber. There will be music, there will be food, there will be judging and prizes, and hopefully there will be you. Get all the information at the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber Facebook page. When you start thinking about girls in the business of delivering firewood, okay, now what are some of the things that you've had to kind of fight back against? Because it's not typically a men's job or a female job. It's typically not a female job.
Right. You know, I feel like the big thing that we've ran into the most is, you know, going out and cutting trees being underestimated as far as guys thinking, you two are, you know, it's just you two that do it. Mm-hmm. We run even girls that we sell to, you know, it's not common. You see girls out here doing this.
Especially with the pink trailer.
Yeah, oh yeah, the hot pink trailers. Like, honestly, this is our 5th year anniversary, so we started 2018, I'd say. Mm-hmm. And it started with just our neighbor. They had a little wood stove thing. They ran short on wood, and we seen they needed help because they were older, and we was just like, okay, well here, we'll help you. And then it turned, you know, from a hobby into, well, hey, why don't we help other people too? And it just kind of, you know, blew up from there. We had a lady actually that we delivered to Columbia to, and she even got us Christmas presents. We went up there probably every once a month and a half and delivered her wood. Well, for Christmas, she got us t-shirts and everything that would, because she done jams and jellies. Mm-hmm. Got us little t-shirts and keychains and everything. She loved us to death.
Yeah.
What is the most difficult thing about getting a business started?
I would definitely say it's getting out there. And, you know, which word spreads. You know, we've had plenty of people over the years, repeat customers, you know, that tell their neighbors, tell their friend, you know, neighborhoods or whatever, subdivisions they have, you know, well, there's a bunch of people that have, you know, inserts. So, hey, you know, we'll let you know. And it's spread, you know, but the hardest part's definitely getting your foot in the door. Mm-hmm. But we started with just having like a rack that I built myself. Well, she helped. Mm-hmm. And we put it on the corner of my yard for people to drive by and see, and, you know, through a little ad on Craigslist. And that's what started it.
One of the things I hear a lot of is how it's difficult for women to work together. What do you guys say to that?
We don't have a problem with that.
Right.
As a matter of fact, usually while we're working, we're usually making each other laugh or doing something silly, you know. So it makes it
that much more enjoyable.
Right.
What are some of the most dangerous parts of your job?
Definitely running a chainsaw can always be a worry, whether it be the tree falling the wrong way, or or you cutting yourself, or that's always a really big risk. Along with, even hauling it, we run into all kinds of dangers.
Not to mention it's the heat. No.
Oh yeah.
Are you taking orders now for the winter, or developing like that, or are you getting phone calls of people to say, hey, come get this tree, you can have it?
Honestly, it's both. We run into the people that, especially after storms, they'll want us to come in and they've got these trees blocking a driveway or something, and we're more than happy to come get them. Why for that? Or, and we got people, of course, too, that are buying wood now, whether it be for a campfire weekend trip or, wanting to start stockpiling for the winter. We do it all. There's a lot of different kinds of people that firewood business, but they're all, I've never met one that has been unfriendly. I've never met one that, wasn't like too much. So we're always welcome to meet a new friend.
How do they get in touch with you?
I've been mainly having a ad on Facebook on Marketplace. I have a Facebook page for the company. It's very basic right now, but it does have the information that you need.
So Chicks with Sticks on Facebook.
Yes. Like the day we met each other, we were like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
So well, they don't forget us because we're two girls.
We're Chicks with Sticks.
Yeah.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Actually, this is fabuloso. That's what I said. I'm like, how did you do that? Don't press anymore because then it's going to start tearing.
Hey everybody, we're at Black Diamond Culinary again, and we're going to make old-fashioned hot fudge. This was my grandmother's, my great aunts. This is their favorite recipe. My mom with 6 kids made this. Few ingredients: 4 squares of unsweetened chocolate, 1 can of pet milk or evaporated milk rather, a stick of butter, 3 cups of sugar, and a half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to do it in this old-fashioned double boiler. If this pot can tell stories on how many batches of hot fudge with 6 kids, grandparents and parents during the holidays, and how many batches of hot fudge we made. Oh la la, cooking up at Black Diamond Culinary. So good.
It's time for the Release the Hounds Music Festival. It is taking place Friday, September 15th at Johnny Cash's Hideaway Farm in Bonacqua, Tennessee, raising money for animal rescue in Hickman County. ReleaseTheHounds.org is where you get tickets, but guess who's playing? Flat River Band, Scott Southworth, Jenny Tolman, Travis Tidwell, the Boomtown Saints, and the Outlaw Apostles. September 15th, that's a Friday. Get your tickets now at ReleaseTheHounds.org. From the UT Extension Service Cultivating Communities, contributors Katie Martin and Chris Hicks bring us this story. You know, goats are really popular, and DeKalb County is the home of a very, very special goat farm.
We are at Harmony Lane Farm and Creamery. We are a grade A goat dairy here in Smithville, Tennessee. And we've been open to the public as far as our agritourism goes about 3 years, going into our 4th year. licensed 6, and been on the farm for 12. Everything in this store is made out of goat milk. When I came down with gastroparesis, I researched really what to do. I wanted to get off my medication, and goat milk was the first thing that popped up. So I was getting some goat milk from a man down the street. I decided, well, why don't I just try my hand at a few goats? I started researching. I went to a lot of goat shows. I actually had a goat mentor for about 5 years. And that's really how it started. My first 4 original goats quickly turned into 16. That was some years ago. Now we're up to about 175, 14 intact breeding bucks. We're milking 60 yearlings, kids. We are a disease-free herd. We test for everything. A closed herd. No goats come on our farm, no goats leave. So I used to show, but I had to choose between making cheese and showing. So we're not showing anymore. But I'm breeding like I'm showing. So every breeding is a lot of thought goes into it. We have a breeding program. So we're known for our baby goat cuddling nursery. So you can come, we'll swaddle a baby goat in a blanket and put it on your lap to cuddle. We're going to milk at 6 in the morning and 5:45 in the evening. Our agritourism opens up about 10 o'clock. And not only do we have baby goats, but we have donkeys, a miniature donkey, a standard donkey. We give you carrots to feed them. I tried to just picture other animals that were friendly, that people could interact with. So people do call it a petting zoo. I don't know if that's my first go-to word, but donkeys, llamas, emus. We have a scarlet macaw. He's 7, named Benny. We actually trained him to, he'll sit on your arm, we call it your branch, and take a picture. So it's not just the baby goats. Goat milk in general has a bad name, I feel. Sometimes people think it has to taste goaty. It does not. It is a sweet, delicious milk, so we've turned that into all types of products. You have a 4-person minimum for a tour. It's extensive. I take you on all 64 acres on a trolley, so you get to see our Angus beef herd. We raise our own meat. You get to see our hogs. We raise our own sausage here in the farm store. And so I'll take you on all the property, kind of all the behind the scenes things that you maybe wouldn't see just coming to cuddle. I take you in the parlor and I let you milk a goat by hand. So you're with me about an hour and a half, and we do 2 tours a day, only 10:30 in the morning and 2. And then after you're with me on the tour and see all the behind the scenes, I send you to this baby goat cuddling nursery petting side, and then you stay there as long as you want. So we are reservation only. But we are a tourist attraction. So we have our sign off of I-40 going both directions, and then it guides you after that, a couple signs to send you here. So when those people see, Harmony Lane Farm and Creamery, and let's go check it out, if you show up, of course, we're going to try to accommodate you. But we prefer a reservation if you can, right? And you do that on the website, Harmony Lane Farms with an S.com. And then, of course, we have Facebook. We have, I think, close to 13,000 followers, Instagram, and TikTok.
What are these?
2-foot green beans. I think they're really called cow peas. But
so do you shell them or do them like green beans?
Do either or.
Ah, wow.
Like if they're older and leathery, or like that one, it'll still cook like a green bean, but you can shell it and it'll
cook like a pea.
It'd be a shelly bean.
Wow, how great is that? Those and some good carrots, and I love how you're recycling water. Even if there's a drip, it's going into something and you can use it for later.
Yeah, dogs come and drink out of there.
As the giant dinosaurs of Dinotrek leave the Nashville Zoo, make way for the Komodo dragon. Yes, the dragons are coming. The dragons are coming. And right now, you can register to win a household membership to the Nashville Zoo, the easiest way to see these real-life giant lizards in real life. July 24th through August 13th, go to any Main Street Media of Tennessee website for any of our local papers, and your family might be on their way to a zoo membership. The dragons are here, and you can be too. Brought to you by the Nashville Zoo and Main Street Media Television.
We're in the garden now.
We are here at Green Door Gourmet. Woohoo!
I love all the flowers and flowers. Hey, we have a CSA package that they can get here, right?
Yes, you can get a weekly CSA on any week that you want to. Just sign up for our newsletter and you'll learn all about our flexible local box.
This one is so important. I wanted to get this for my own self so I could take this because I have cut myself so bad working with butternut squash. Tell us a little bit about how we don't cut ourselves when we do butternut squash.
Well, you have to think about it from country logic. If something is giving you a problem, then you want to solve that issue. And if it's hard, how do you make it soft? You're going to put it in a pot of boiling water. You don't need to salt the water. You don't need to do anything else to it. Just make sure that the pot of water is big enough that this guy can go down in it.
Okay.
Put a lid on it, bring it up to a boil. Depending on the size of the squash, this was a big one, it's going to cook about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? After it cooks about 10 minutes, you see, look, the skin wants to come right off. Done. Just a regular vegetable peeler. You're peeling your squash.
Oh my goodness.
So easy. And then after the peel is off, or even if I didn't take the peel off, we'll use this side right here. And I'll grab the knife. The knife goes right in it. It's so easy. You can go all the way down. And you got your squash.
Oh, that's funny.
And don't try to cut through the knob. That's another thing that a lot of people do. Just go ahead and sacrifice that. Take it off. Because this is like cutting through a tree trunk, even after you have tried to boil it down. So just take it off. It's so much easier. And then just take your knife down through and you got squash.
Oh, that's just
You can
wonderful.
grab your spoon, scoop out the seeds, put that in your compost bin, come back and peel the rest of it.
Okay, after you boil it, here's the crazy question. Can you save those seeds and plant those seeds?
Yes, because you have not cooked this all the way through. You see, this is still a harder flesh down the middle of this. We've just taken, you can see the cooking line right here. So the seeds should still be viable in this. Now, if it is roasted all the way through or boiled all the way through, no, you can't use those seeds.
But now just a little parboil on it and you can save the seeds, let them dry and plant them next season. Oh, that's awesome.
South Exterior. Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. When it comes to sunrooms and screen porches, we have more than 60 years experience helping Middle Tennesseans add value to their homes. At Mid-South Exteriors, we install all types of siding, from hardy board to all the new vinyl designs. We also do custom trim, gutters and downspouts. We even do roofing. And of course, energy-efficient replacement windows. Our website is our showroom, so we come to you and sell direct to you for less.
MidSouthExteriors.com. Will you sing again? Take that nightshade to Memphis, take that nightshade to Memphis. See? And they're going to want a CD after this.
Well, I'll sing to the plants.
And that's why they grow so great here at Green Door Gourmet. GreenDoorGourmet.com to get all the recipes we talk about. They have so many, and they're divided by seasons.
Fun.
Pretty cool. You guys, there's always something cool to buy. One of my favorite things in there, they've got also, if you can pickle it, y'all pickled it.
Yep.
You don't waste anything. You pickle it.
We're picklelicious.
Well, if you want to be picklelicious too, come to Green Door Gourmet. And if you're looking for a blessing, you just remember you got to first be one.
When you feel lost and running low, sink into my love just like a stone. When you feel lost and all alone, sink into my love just like a stone. No matter the miles from you, I know. No matter the miles from you, I know. No Devon.